This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Bloom's three-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey, where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.
This podcast is presented by Tab. Best time in sport with the best app in sport. Tab, we're on. G'day everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Ads and Dunks podcast. It's Josh here and joining me on the line as always, my best mate, Azzy Treloar, who's a bit under the weather, I think.
I am, mate. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, I am. It's been a shitty day. No pun intended, but no, it has been. I woke up feeling like shit. I think I got a bit of food poisoning and then went and trained today and then came home early because I've been a bit crook. So I've been laying in bed for the last 4 to 5 hours. Thank God we do the podcast out of our house because I don't know how I would have gone if we had to travel somewhere.
So talk us through, mate. Talk us through what your day's been like. You woke up feeling crook. Then what? You go to training?
Yeah, so main day today. So I could feel something brewing overnight. I was waking up with a sore stomach. And Georgie's away at the moment. Sorry, Kim's away at the moment, so it's just Georgie and I. So Georgie was sleeping in the bed with me, and I was like, I don't know if it's because it's just freaking another body. It's really hot in here. I don't know if my stomach's just getting sore or whatever. Anyway, I woke up and I was just, I was, leave it to the imagination, but I was pretty shitty. And then, I went into the club and trained and, oh, mate, it just got worse from there. And then I just felt like I was going to come out both ends. So I'd do a rep at training. So we'd be doing training. Then I'd have to go off and bend over to the sidelines and then just try and find my second wind again and then go again. So, it's been a freaking nightmare. And as we speak right now, not that anyone knows because Brado does an unbelievable job cutting this up, but there might be some toilet breaks in between this podcast.
Oh, geez. Oh, there you go. You got an insight into how Adzy's feeling right now. But how's your week been, mate? Pretty good so far. You're obviously back on the track and flying.
Yeah, going well. Obviously, our week is obviously dictated by what day we play. So we had a Saturday night game, so couldn't really do too much over the weekend except get kind of ready for the game. And it's always nice going and watching. And the boys played in such a strong way, and we've been able to continue such great momentum. I know we lost to the Gold Coast, but we played a really good game up there, and felt like if we really brought it, we were going to be a great sniff to win this game. And it was nice to watch. Obviously, went and watched as a supporter and enjoyed that. Kimmy, as I said, has gone away, so it's just been Georgie and I. She's away for the Melbourne Demons AFL Women's bit of a pre-season camp for him. So that's been pretty fun for her, and had the under-17s on Sunday, and we actually had our first win. So it was a great win. It was the song was sung with gusto from all the players and the coaches, and very proud day. So happy that we won that. What about you, mate? How's your week?
So you had your first win and you haven't let anyone know until now.
Yeah, well, I just want to keep a level head on it, mate. I want to
okay.
I know the boys love the potty. The boys really do. They always talk about it, and they've been asking and begging for some new hoodies actually. So I know Brooke, our wonderful friend and sponsor Brooke, she is the one who makes the elite or gets the hoodies ordered. So if you're listening, Brooke, which I know you are, I've got about 25 under 17-year-olds that want a new hoodie. But I know that if I were to pump them up on the podcast tomorrow at training, they would get super complacent. And they were getting complacent on the weekend when we were up by about 80 at three-quarter time. So I just had to pull them in place and tell them, look, there's no reason to be complacent here. We haven't won a game. So let's finish off strong. So anyway, hence why I'm not pumped him up.
I like this. This is the real ads that you see when you're playing with him, the real hard-ass ads.
Well, you know what? I want them to have success, and I want them to experience what it's like to obviously lose, but be on the receiving end of teams being humble, which they have been towards us. I want them to do the exact same thing. So it was a good test for them, and they were great. They were awesome. So boys listening, make sure you come tomorrow with a humble mindset and train well.
I like it. Good coaching there, Adsy. My week, mate, it was pretty pretty similar to the weeks before. We played 3 Sundays in a row now. So, the weeks, as you said, it's dictated to by what day you play, and having that the longer break, I guess you could say. We get 2 days off when we play on Sunday, which is nice. So do a few things on those days off. Obviously been getting into golf and that kind of thing. And played a couple of rounds with Big Gussie. And have been improving, mate. So I've been tracking my shots and that on the, whatever you call it, it's called 18 Birdies, I think, the app that I'm using. And you get to see how your handicap's tracking. So I'm actually tracking all right in the right direction anyway. So other than golf and doing the potty stuff and spending time with family, it's been pretty similar. Disappointing loss on Sunday afternoon against the Dees, but I'm sure we'll go into that shortly. But other than that, mate, pretty similar, pretty relaxed.
The weeks are just going quick, mate. I'll tell you what, Melbourne's, and Brado can vouch for this, Melbourne's weather, in terms of the coldness, has really come out. And let me say, it's fair to say it's come out. We're waking up to 1 and 2 and 3 degree mornings, which has been quite crazy. It's been freezing, but the days have been beautiful. So you're not missing much here in Melbourne. I wanted to ask you, before I lose track of thought, Tipsy. So Tipper's obviously taken, I think, a week or 2 weeks off from her body, obviously not being able to handle some training and games. Do you want to give us a bit of an insight or update on Tipper? Because I feel like it's obviously really important, considering she's obviously your partner and she's an elite athlete of her own.
Yeah, so for those that know the netball, she's taken a bit of an extended break. I'm not sure how many weeks it'll be. It'll probably be a few weeks in total. But she's had a bit of knee stuff going on for quite some time. And, just wasn't really feeling herself, wasn't being able to move around on the court as much as she'd like. And, that zippiness and stuff wasn't there. So she decided to, in connection with the doctor and the coach and that kind of thing, that she needed some time out of games. So she's now doing on a different program, obviously trying to build strength and get back to where she knows she can play her best netball. So the time frame, I'm not sure, mate, but I'm sure she'll be back bigger, better and stronger than ever. It's just a matter of time before that happens. So she's going well. She's in a good headspace and excited to get back out there, try and help the girls for the rest of the season.
I wish her all the best, and we all wish her all the very best. She's only young in her netballing career, so hopefully the next couple of weeks she can get right.
Yeah, no, it is important too, and it makes me think, mate, when you're listening to, you're watching games of netball, and even commentators at times are like, oh, why is this going on? Why is that person doing that? Like, a lot of the time, people, like players, athletes, whatever, they're going through something. So I feel like this is it's a good example, because Tipper cops it. Everyone cops it every now and then, from a commentator's point of view. But did they know that she's got these sore knees? Like, do they know that you've got a sore calf? Do they know that whatever? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? It's a hard one to put into words, but I just don't. Sometimes I don't understand. I don't think people understand what people are actually going through at times.
No, I'm with you, mate. I agree. And obviously, if you put yourself out there, the expectation is you're feeling 100% fine and dandy, but the reality is that's not the case. I can't tell you the last time I felt good 100% going into a game. So I'm with you on that. We're moving into the episode, or you got anything else you want to update about your week?
No, we might as well get into one of our favourite segments now of every week, and that is our Tab Same Game Multi of the week. And we want to thank Tab for all their support. Obviously jumping on in our first episode last week with them as a major sponsor of ours. So we're going to get straight into the Same Game Multi, which is to do with the NBA, Adsy, which we love. You and I both love the NBA. But last week we actually got up on our multi, which is great. Good start to the year, but it was low odds. So we're going to double down this week, and we're going to go to the game this Thursday between the Knicks and the Pacers, which I think is going to be a great series for what it's worth. We've got Pascal Siakam for 20 plus, Mikal Bridges for 15 plus, Mitchell Robinson for 8 plus rebounds, and Miles McBride for 2 plus made threes. So that's our same game multi of the week. Adzi, will you give your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, well, how long do I have? I like running through this, but no, I just think I'll touch on the Knicks players. I think Miles McBride is vital for them, whether he starts or comes off the bench. His 3-point shooting was huge in the last series, so I feel like he's just going to he's going to definitely get some shots up. Mitchell Robinson again was huge coming off the bench. His defensive rebound is obviously what he needs to bring. Is going up against Miles Turner, who doesn't overly rebound the ball well. So hence why I think when he comes on, he gets opportunities. And then the others are just two of their best players, Pascal and Mikal Bridges. I mean, Mikal Bridges' defense in the whole series has been unreal. So it'd be nice to see him on the offensive side score some points.
It will be. It's going to be a great series, I think. Who do you think is going to win the other side? Do you think the Wolves or the OKC Thunder?
Well, Oklahoma's obviously my boys. Been on the bandwagon all season, so I do think they'll win. The only reason this is, it sounds silly, but the only reason I think is because they've got home court advantage. If you look in all their games in this playoffs, it's looked like when they play away, they don't play overly well. Like they actually don't. Denver beat them quite comfortably when they played away, but every time they play in front of their home crowd, like it's just a whole new ball game. And I guess Game 7 showcased that by winning by 30 plus points. So the fact that they get 4 games at home just makes me think they're going to win. It makes me think it's going to go to 7. I genuinely think it might go to 7 because I think the Wolves will be too strong at home and I think Oklahoma will be too strong at home. So then Game 7, Oklahoma get the job done.
I was literally talking to Tommy Duday about that today. So I said the same thing as you. Game 7 and OKC will get it done. But I think it's going to go down to the wire. I think it's going to be a great series. Both sides will be. But yeah, we're looking forward to obviously our same game multi of the week, mate. Hopefully we get up again and seeing how the series plays out. But thanks to our friends at Tab again. We really appreciate the support and gamble responsibly.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Brooks Bloom of the week. Let's not forget that. We can't ever forget that.
Yes.
You
never forget Brookie.
What do you got for me? No, what do you got for me?
Mate, I want you to go first because I got a funny one.
Okay.
So you tell me funny. Yours.
Okay. Well, mine, I was thinking of a team, but I couldn't. So mine is the NBA, is the Brooks Bloom of the week. Reason why is because we're going to see a team win a championship for the first time ever, or in the Knicks case, first time since 1973, I think, which is 52 years. So we're actually going to see a bit of history, which I'm really excited about. I love the fact that, and I know you're the same, when you watch sports outside of our own, I love when there's new champions because it's just cool for the sport. It's cool for the players. You get to see lift up the trophy at the end. So the NBA for me, I'm excited about the conference finals.
That's a great point. I did see that pop up today, the fact that 7 years in a row, it'll be a different winner for the last 7 years. So that's pretty impressive. My bloom of the week is something that happened today as well that I saw, and it's interest rates dropped down 0.25% today, mate. So
it's huge.
I'm not sure if you saw that, but huge. I'm sure Brado will be laughing on behind the scenes. Did you see that, Adzi?
I sure as hell didn't, but I'm changing my Brooks Bloom of the week to that now. I'm changing it from NBA to interest rates. That's awesome. That's good to know.
So for all the homeowners out there, they'll be cheering. So that's my Brooks Bloom of the week.
That is probably the all-time greatest Brooks Bloom of the week in the 2 years we've been doing it. So well done, mate. Well done.
Oh, there you go.
I cannot wait for Brado to give us his thoughts on that at the end of the episode.
I love it. Love it. All right, we'll move on to the round that was footy-wise. Let's go through a few of the games and talk about our own. You might as well talk about your game, which was very impressive on Saturday night.
Well, yeah, that was actually going to be my first point because all games were pretty good, barring a couple. But yeah, I guess the most pleasing thing is the boys have, I don't know what I'm trying, like when we come into games where we're expected to win historically, it's kind of, whether it's a mindset thing or whatever, like we've kind of fallen off the task or whatever it may be. So the fact that we've been able to not do that, I feel like we haven't been able, I don't feel like we've done that at all in any of our games this season. I mean, you could almost argue the Freo game where we were right in it to the very end. We put our foot off the pedal a little bit in the third quarter, but all games we've been able to come with a really good mindset, start well, and go from there. And that was no more evident than our game on Saturday. I feel like people look at the 127 points we put up, but the defensive side, which I think has been a real hallmark of our footy, even last year when I think back to rounds 11, 12 onwards up to the finals, our defensive side of the game was really good. And I feel like we're really finding that again now, and we're a hard side to play against. So, it was just a really pleasing performance. I love the fact that, you look at some individuals, but the balance of our midfield, like obviously Tommy, Matty Kennedy, Ed Richards, who people are saying is one of the best players in the comp, if not the best player in the comp, which I wouldn't argue with that because he's dominating at the moment. Bont obviously has the luxury to go forward. You then throw in Sando and Joel Fraser. Like, we've just got some excitement across all lines. But, the midfield in particular gives me great excitement when I go and watch it. So the boys are awesome.
Mate, I couldn't agree more. And one guy I actually want to shout out, I'm not sure if he listens to the potty. I'm sure he does. But Riley West, mate, for me, has just
about the same.
gone to a whole nother level this year. Like I think right now he's probably one of the best small forwards in the competition. And it's interesting, Westy, because I was there when he first sort of came to the footy club, and it's hard when you're playing under 18 footy, and he was an inside mid at under 18 level and dominated and got drafted and then wanted to be an inside mid. But now, mate, he's one of the best small forwards in the game. And it's a great lesson to a lot of people out there that, you don't just have to be an inside mid to have influence on games of football. Like, he's now kicking, what did he kick the other day? He kicked 4, had 19 touches, 5 tackles, 7 contested possessions, pressure acts, like off the charts. Like, he's dominating games of AFL football now in a position that he would never have probably thought that he'd play. So I just want to give him some love because, I think he's going really well at the moment.
Mate, I could not agree more, and I was actually going to say before you said that, I was going to follow up with Westy. I feel like what you've just said has nailed it on the head. I mean, for him to own his role and own the fact that, look, I might get some midfield time, but I'm going to apply my craft down forward and be a great small forward. And mate, in saying that, like, he's a great aerial player as well. Like, his hands in the air are awesome. Like, it's just credit to him. And we see that. I see that. He gets in early, he gets onto the green floor, does his touch. He's super professional in everything he does and the way he goes about it. He's really, really, really strong. You can see that when you watch him in some of his one-on-one contests. Like, he's very, very hard to beat. So that's a credit to him and the amount of work that he puts in. And he's a joy to watch, mate. He's one of the teammates you run out with and think, you know what you're going to get from Westy. So if there was a most improved award, this is a good question. But say the NBA, so how the NBA do most improved, say the AFL did that. I feel like Westy would be like right there. He'd be in the top 2 or 3. So I love that you've given him a shout because he's flying at the moment.
I totally agree. We'll move on to our game, which, as I mentioned off the top, was a little bit disappointing. I think disappointing in the fact that, we probably gave ourselves the opportunity to put the game away early on, but didn't succeed at doing so. So I don't know. It's a bit frustrating when those things kind of happen, I guess, in some ways. Like, if you don't complete a play and then the Dees go back up the other end and they score, then it's like, shit, we missed out on the opportunity there to go another goal up. But just the fade out in the game as well. We couldn't probably get the ball out of we couldn't get the ball out of our, defensive 50 essentially in that last quarter, which was really disappointing. But it's not taking any credit away from the Dees because they are, I think when you look at their team, a lot of their players played in that premiership in 2021. So they've got some really mature heads. They're starting to get some players back and in some good form. And mate, Maxi Gawn, like, he's just an unbelievable player, like, to have in the ruck. Like, got to go down as one of the greatest rucks of all time, surely.
Yeah, yep. No, I agree, mate. And there was everything you just said. I couldn't agree more. Watching the game, there was I just thought times in the third, even early in the last, I was like, oh, you boys are going to get the job done. So yeah, full credit to Melbourne. I feel like that's a huge win for them. They've obviously been challenged quite a bit. For them to knock you boys up there is awesome. I feel like a guy worth mentioning who I felt played a great game. Hey, Georgie's here. A guy who played a great game was Jake Melksham. He gets forgotten about a little bit because obviously he's in and out. He's had his struggles with injuries, but mate, he played an awesome game. I feel like his role essentially was the deep forward playing on Andrews and played a tremendous game. So, disappointing for you boys, but it was a great win for Melbourne.
Yeah. I agree with you, mate. He generally lines up on Chief Andrews all the time, and they've had some ripping battles in the past. So yeah, it was a good test for Chief on Sunday, but Melksham did play a really handy game for the Dees, and it's hard. I think it'd be hard for in that situation for Harris because you're getting all this attention, and normally you just run and jump at the footy and you either take marks or spoil it. Whereas you got to worry about someone locking you down, and there's so much more body work involved, and it is a hard thing to get through. But I mean, credit to the Dees, they got it done up here on our home deck, which is disappointing from our point of view, but I'm sure we'll take plenty of lessons out of it and learn from it in the long run, and hopefully it holds us in good stead.
Yep, absolutely, because your tasks for you guys doesn't get any easier this week when you play Hawthorn at the MCG, so hopefully you do. Anything else catch your eye throughout the round? I'm sure there would have been something.
No, there was a couple of things I wanted to bring up. Not controversial, I would say, but I think one that we talked about last week, Adsy, that we talked about over the phone, but we didn't talk about on the podcast, was the match review stuff. They should show vision to the public on what players get fined for. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing.
Oh yeah,
and you and I were talking about this last week because I got fined for umpire contact. But there was a lot of people actually asking why I got fined, and I wish I could show them that piece of vision, but you don't actually see the piece of vision that you get done for. I can see it because I can go into Danny Daly's office and say, can you show me the vision? But the public don't see it. So I think that's a little thing that it'd be interesting to see fans be involved in that kind of process. You know what I mean? Like what they think.
Yeah.
Because they don't see anything.
Yeah. Well, it's a good point. It really is. I think it'd be interesting to know because fans obviously only take into account kind of what they're told rather than making up their own opinion. So, it would be interesting because if they seen obviously the fine that you copped, you'd genuinely be laughing your head off because how so minor it was. But obviously, you understand. So, it would be interesting.
Because you always see, you'll see the bad ones. You'll see, someone punches someone or there's a hit in the throat or whatever it is. You see those ones, but you don't see the little ones that just go, okay, Adam Chalor was fined $1,500 this week for umpire contact. Where is it? Can I see it? I think as a fan of the game, I want to see that kind of thing. Don't you?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, mate, you do. And again, how do we do that? What do we release it to them and show them, or what do you think?
I don't know. I could just put it up on my Instagram story, mate, next time and see what they think. This podcast is presented by Tab. Best time in sport with the best app in sport. Tab, we're on.
Hey, actually, I've just had a random thought. It's not a random, but I wanted to talk about this, and it would have crossed my mind if I didn't just think about it. So, Leigh Vander, I want to bring Leigh Vander up. Reason being is because you've been mentioning commentators, you've been mentioning people's opinions, and I want to go into bat for my teammate because I love Leigh Vander. He's one of the great players that I've played with, and everyone needs a Leigh Vander in their side. I know you'd be the first to say that. He is energizer starter for us. The way that he can go about his footy and throw the opposition off, plus play an important role for us, has been so underrated for us this season, and he gets lauded internally. Externally, obviously gets perceived in a different way. So I know that he doesn't give a shit because he is who he is, and he's a great human being, and I love him very dearly. But I just wanted to go into bat for him because there's been some chatter around that this week. Not going to name some commentators' names. There are a certain few who I just smile about right now because I reckon I've been targeted from him. But I'm just going to go on a bat for him because he's a superstar, Leithy, and I love having him in our side.
Yeah, I agree, and I have seen some stuff around Leith being the most unlikable or something player in the competition. Is that what you're talking about? That kind of thing. It's mate, Leithy. If you knew Leith, he's the complete opposite, and I'm sure if you got to meet him and got to play with him, you would love it, as you said.
Love him.
So it's funny. It's funny how things can be perceived, and you can just get this name for yourself based on what people are saying about you. So if you're listening to this podcast, make sure you don't think like that and just get on track and make sure you know that he's a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Couldn't agree more. Sorry, lost track of the round. There was some good games. I mean, Collingwood, again, just shorted up for me, and the reason why they're going to be the premiership favourites for a large part of the season. And I wanted to talk about Jeremy Howe. I just want to give him a bit of love as well. Man, I'm just giving everyone love on this episode. I don't know if it's because I'm a bit crook and I'm holding on to something, but I just feel like their defense is what's getting spoken about a lot. And I couldn't agree more. The defense has been unreal, but that's largely led by, Howie, Braden Maynard, Darcy Moore when he's been playing, obviously Isaac Quainer. But Howie's just been a rock down there. He's just been unreal. Watching their game on the weekend, he's going to be very, very, very stiff to miss out on the Bloomin' Dunk Law. Is that what it is? I forget sometimes. But
yep, that's right,
Bloomin'
mate.
Dunk Law
Bloomin'
votes. But he, again, was just the rock down there for Collingwood. And I'm thoroughly enjoying watching him go about his business in year, I think, 15 for him, which is a credit to him.
Yeah, I agree. I remember playing against him up here, and similar to Pendles in some regard, like the leadership that he shows on field and the way that he's able to still move at his age and play the footy that he's playing is so impressive. And he didn't get in my votes this week, mate, but I agree with you. He's playing some ripping footy. I
agree. What about you? Did you have any thoughts from any of the games? Like anything jump out at you? It's great to see. It was great to see West Coast win for what it's worth, and North Melbourne as well win their second game.
Yep, both those teams were very good. I thought the Freo Giants game was a massive upset.
So did I.
Yeah, I think we both tipped the Giants. So for Freo to go over there and get the job done by quite significantly in the end is pretty impressive. But the Cats as well, mate, for me against Port, massive game for them, led by big Baslanka, who we'll talk about soon because he's going to be coming up against his old club. Maybe if he gets through training this week. But other than that, mate, I think we should go into our Bloomin' Dunk Law Award votes.
All right, let's get into it. Do you want me to go first?
Yep, let it rip.
All right, so I just think it's worthwhile mentioning 5 names. So Shea Bolton, Howie, as I said, Jake Melksham, John Noble, Jeremy Cameron. They're my honourable mentions. It was a really good round of players who I just thought were unreal. It was stiff to miss out on votes. Jez has kicked 7 and he hasn't gotten him of 3 votes, 3, 2 or 1. So sorry about that, Jezza. But my 3, 2, 1. My 1 goes to Tristan Cherry again. I think I could be wrong. I think I've seen something today that says he's leading the coaches' votes, which speaks volumes of the year that he's having, considering they've only won 2 games. And again, watching that game on Sunday, he was enormous. My 2 votes goes to my teammate. I can't not put him in. Bailey Dale for basically having 50 touches. And the thing is, again, there were kick-outs and whatnot, but a lot of his possession gains turn into effective plays for us or effective scores for us. So hence why I've got him in for 2. And my 3 votes goes to the Thursday night game, I think it was, Sydney. Isaac Heaney. No, it was Friday. Isaac Heaney. So, watch that game from start to finish. And I genuinely think, I'd say Chad Warner obviously contributed as well, but I'd say if Heaney doesn't play, they don't win the game. He genuinely, could have kicked 7. Like, he was enormous. Yep. He had 3 shots on goal in the third quarter where they were all kickable goals. So, he's my 3 votes.
I'm with you. Hey, I want to ask you about Bailey Dale just quickly. Did the boys know, mate, at Marvel, you see the stats on the board. You can see it. Like, at every Dogs game, it comes up. Surely the boys were like, let's get him one more touch. Because when I was watching the game, I'm looking at the game and I'm like, mate, Bailey Dale is right there. Just give him the ball so he can get 50. Surely.
Well, I think everyone said that, but Bailey Williams, who had the ball, didn't kick it to him naturally when it could have been an easy 50 for him. But it was quite funny because sitting in the crowd, obviously, 3/4 time, he was on 36 or something, 36 or 37. And I was saying I forgot who I was sitting with, but I was saying, Liam Jones, I was saying to him, You watch. He'll be trying to get to 50, and he'll be taking every kick out possible. He'll be, as soon as he kicks it out, he'll be chasing to get the handball receive. It was an amazing game, mate, to watch an individual rack up 49. I mean, I was involved in the game where Tom Mitchell had 53, I think it was, and I reckon. Did you play with Lockie when he had 50?
No, I wasn't playing with Lockie then.
Oh, you weren't playing. Nah. Well, I was going to say you'd understand. It's actually amazing because seeing it or being a player, so it's like, whoa, what the heck?
Ridiculous, mate. It's an insane amount of touches. So my one vote actually went to Bailey Dale for that feat, and my two votes went to Benny Long. I think he's playing. We talked about Riley West. Ben Long, mate, is playing some ripping footy for the Gold Coast Suns at the moment. He didn't play against us. Probably lucky that he didn't play because he's in some kind of form. But the way that he's playing his footy, it looks like he's taken on a bit of a leadership type role down there. I don't know. He's like the general almost. Like he's throwing his weight around. He loves getting in amongst it, and the footy's just doing the talking. So I wanted to give him 2 this week, and my 3's the same as yours. Isaac Heaney. I thought that game was so impressive, and as you said, he could have kicked 7 quite easily, and it was best on ground by far. So he was my best of the round.
Love that. It was a good reminder for Sydney as well. Like when they're at their best, what they can do. So it's good. Competition is really taking shape. This week's games. Move to this week's games.
Let's move to this week's games, mate. We got
a big round of footy. You read it out for us?
Well, Thursday night. Here it is, the big Baslanka, not homecoming. It's down at GMHBA Stadium in Geelong. We'll go into that after we talk about the other games because we'll do our tips first. Friday night, the Bombers v Richmond. This is going to be a pretty good game, I feel.
Yeah, well, it's obviously the dream time of the G game, which is, yes, it's an enormous game for this for the round, but it's a big marquee game. So looking forward to seeing the build-up. It's always awesome to see. Well, obviously, Essendon need a bounce back from last week. But I don't know. I think I just have a feeling Richmond, every time I watch Richmond, they impress me more and more. And I know they lost on the weekend, but they were right into the end. And their young players are just so lively. Hey, Georgie, she's back again. I'm going to tip Richmond.
Yeah, I for some reason I feel the same as you, so I'm going to back you in and go Richmond as well. I just think that their youth is learning. They would have been flat after last week, but agree with what you're saying. I feel like they're going to bounce back, and the Bombers will be red hot too. But I feel like the Tigers might use that energy at the MCG, and get the job done.
I agree. We've got to give. Hey, we got the best on ground too for that game because there's a best on ground. Remember, so give us your best on.
Best on ground. I'm going to take Nick Vlosten from the Tigers.
Oh, he what a year he's having. Like the obvious names, like Taranto's been really good. He's had a underrated season. He's really leading from the front. You know what? I'm going to go the Toby Nankervis.
Yeah,
Toby Nankervis, best on ground. Yep, go on the Nank.
Like it. All right, Saturday at 12:35, we've got the Blues v the Giants at Marvel Stadium.
It's a weird time, 12:35. Well, mate, the way the Giants have been playing, they've basically gone win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So I'm almost penciling them in for a win. Like they seem to travel really well. And I think they match up well against Carlton. So I'm going to tip the Giants.
Yeah, remember this game last year was a big game in terms of ladder positioning, I'm fairly sure. I can't actually remember. But I'll tip the Blues. I think the Blues will get that one done at Marvel. Next one is Hawks v Lions, which we'll talk about in a second. North Melbourne versus Collingwood at Marvel Stadium, Saturday night, 7:35.
Ooh, almighty challenge for North. We're both going to tip Collingwood. It's hard to tip against Collingwood, but it's a great challenge. It'd be a good challenge to see what they can. Because remember last year, North were up by 52, I think it was, and Collingwood chased them down at Marvel. So I'm hoping it's a close game, but I think Collingwood will be too good.
I think this will be close for some reason. I just feel like it's going to be a close one. North are going well, as we all know. They had a win on the weekend, drew against us down in Tassie. But I feel like this is going to be, a couple of goals. That's what my cheeky feeling is. But I'll tip the Pies as well. The other Saturday night game is over in Perth, and it's Freo versus Port Adelaide at 8:10.
Well, mate, going off Freo's last game, beating the Giants in the manner that they did and playing at home, again, can't tip against them. So I'm going Freo. I think they'll be too good.
Yep, I'm with you there. Sunday, 1:10, Adelaide v West Coast at Adelaide Oval.
Your boys, they'll be too good. As I said, though, it was great to see West Coast get off onto the win sheet, but I think Adelaide will be too good.
Agreed. Melbourne versus Sydney is the next one at the MCG at 3:20 on Sunday afternoon.
It's a good game. It's a good test for both teams. I mean, both teams really need to win this. Well, mate, going off what Melbourne have just produced, I mean, their last 2 weeks has been good. So I'm going to go Melbourne. I just think they will play the MCG a little bit better.
I feel like Melbourne have found their mojo. That's
Me
just
too.
a weird thing to say, but as I said earlier, they've got a lot of core players in that group now that are coming back into some really good form, led by Maxi Gawn and his mids, Petrarca, Oliver. They're all chipping in, so I feel like they'll get the job done against the Swans. Next game of the round is St Kilda versus the Suns at Marvel Stadium at 4:40.
Ooh, it's a big game because last time Gold Coast came down to Marvel, I think Richmond beat them. So they're going to have that in the back of their minds. I think Gold Coast will win, but it just wouldn't surprise me if St Kilda get the job done. But I'm tipping the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I'll tip the Suns too. I think they need to get down there and get the job done. The Saints were, I guess, they'd be disappointed with their outing in Perth.
Very.
And that's the other thing too. I think it's a big trip to go to Perth, so I feel like the Suns will get down and get it done for sure.
Me too, mate. Our games.
Your game.
My game first.
Yep, let's go into your game because I want to talk about the big Baslanka Cup.
Well, obviously, you got any questions for me, or do you want me to just touch on it?
No, I just want to know what's going on inside the four walls, mate. There's sort of chat that's been thrown around. I'm sure there's been plenty of it.
There's there hasn't been. I mean, it stays within our footy club. So, but no, it's obviously a big game. It'll be a big game for Baz. It's a big build-up. Obviously, you know what it's like playing against your old team, and obviously I do as well. So, no doubt he'll be or have some nerves going in. But, mate, as we've said, his footy's done the talking. So, he'll want to come out and absolutely dominate. So, we just can't allow that. Yeah, so Baz, so he'll want to perform well, and that's the expectation. So, we just can't allow that. And then in saying that, like going into the game, mate, I'm wrapped that we get to come up against a team as good as Geelong and how well they're playing to really, give ourselves a test and, come up against one of the informed teams. I mean, both off a 5-day break. So no excuses there. Obviously, they won a great game last week against Port. We had a great win as well. So really exciting that two of the informed teams can play against each other. But going off the last 2 times we've played there, got some really good confidence in the group that, we can keep playing the way we've been playing and be hard to play against and hopefully get the job done.
Yeah, this is going to be a cracking game, as you mentioned, both in really good form at the moment, off 2 really good wins as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to not only the things that the boys will show to Baz, but the quality footy that's going to be on show for sure. I did see though that he missed training today, so there's a bit of a curveball thrown out there. I'm sure all the boys would have been talking about it too. The fact that he's missed training and he might not be out there.
Oh no, I don't. I think 5-day break, mate. You got to give the benefit of the doubt. I feel like he might be just getting his reps inside. So we'll see, mate. We'll know tomorrow when the teams come out.
Can you give us something that Libba might be telling him, like just some little cheeky thing?
Do you want me to call Libba right now? I'll give him a ring and I'll put him on the show. I mean, I guess you just have to watch, mate. Hopefully everyone tunes in and has a watch.
It's going to be
an exciting game.
There's going to be that many eyes. All right, we'll move on to our game, which is going to be a great game at the MCG on Saturday afternoon against the Hawks. As I mentioned earlier, a bit disappointed in the way that we performed this week against the Dees or last week against the Dees. So this is a really good game for us to bounce back in and show, I guess, what we're capable of. A lot of people probably writing us off now, as the media do over the journey. If you lose a game that you probably should win, then you cop it. So I'm sure we're copying it in the media down there, mate, as you'd know. But what better chance to show everyone than to play against the red hot Hawthorn, who everyone's backing in this year to be one of the flag contenders. And yeah, I think all their players are in some really good form. They had it, they probably could have won last week against the Suns up there in Darwin, but the Suns just got over the line. So going to be an exciting game, great opportunity for us to get down there and challenge ourselves against arguably the best in the comp.
It will be a good challenge. I mean, I don't know, I forgot how you guys went against them last year, but I know that historically they play you well. Yep. Well, yes, there you go. There's your answer. They play you well at the MCG. There you go. They smacked you at Marvel, and they beat you at the MCG before that. Then they beat you in Tassie. So geez Louise, they've beaten you the last five times. They've beaten you the last 5 times, 6 times. So
yeah,
it must be something. Oh, I know what the answer will be, but like there's got to be some, I don't know whether it's extra motivation, but something with inside you where it's like, no, I really want to beat Hawthorn because they've had the wood over us. I mean, I think back to Bulldogs and the fact that we couldn't beat Geelong at GMHBA for so many years and we were able to do it 2 years ago. And there was that extra motivation. There must be a bit of that for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the other bit of motivation too is it's Fags' 200th. Funny enough.
Oh, huge.
It's a big milestone for Fags. So I'm sure the boys will be wanting to get out there and get the job done for him. But as you said, the Hawthorn Footy Club have probably had the wood over us in the last few years. And it'd be nice to go down there and beat them on their home deck. So hopefully that motivation is enough for us to get going and get a good start on the Hawks. But we know the exciting brand that they play. They love to take the game on. They like it to be more of a transition game, I would say, than a stoppage game. So we're going to have to minimise that a little bit and try and get it into more of a stoppage, stop-start kind of game. And I feel like if we can do that, then we can get territory off the back of it and lock it in our front half, which is what we'd like to do. So it's going to be a good test for us, as I mentioned already. But really looking forward to it.
Mate, I'm looking forward to it, and also might mean that we potentially might be able to catch up on the Saturday or the Friday.
Well, are you around Friday? Are you going? Yeah, because the Dogs play Thursday. Yeah, so you'll be around Friday. Beautiful, mate.
Yeah, mate. We've got to buy, so we go in Friday, Saturday, I think, and then we've got a few days off. So,
nice.
Yeah, mate. Let's tee something up.
All right, let's do it. Anything else?
Beauty.
From the round that's going to be?
No. I mean, there's some games that I'm excited to see, but no, I mean, I'm just really looking forward to our Thursday night game. I think all eyes are going to be on that. So,
yep,
looking forward to it. But other than me, mate, not much from me.
All right, I've got 2 more things before we wrap up. One is we're going to do a massive giveaway. So make sure you're listening. Adsy's going to sign a pair of boots. I'm going to sign a pair of boots. We've got some tailor-made golf balls, a hat, and a rangefinder from Drummond Golf Wool and Gabba. Thanks to them for chipping in for this little giveaway. And some Ads and Dunks signed hats. So there's 4 different prizes there. To enter, you have to follow the podcast on all social platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, whatever it is. Share on your story. Tag a mate who you think would like the pod, and comment in 1 sentence why you want to win that certain prize. So if it's Ads' boots, why do you want to win his boots? If it's my boots, why do you want to win them? If you want to win the tailor-made kit and the rangefinder, then why do you want to win that? And the Ads and Dunks hats as well. So make sure you jump online, get going, and enter Adsy.
Oh, absolutely. I want to give some of my boots and you'll be getting the boots that I've only worn once this season. So pretty special because I've only played 1 game and they're the boots I'm giving you. So make sure you do what Josh just said.
Yep. And we'll put a little post out too to remind you all on our Instagram. So make sure you do that. And my last one is a killer question because I didn't get to do it last week. We had Joshy Giddy on the podcast and that took up all our time and we loved it. So thanks to him for coming on again.
Thanks, Joshy.
I've got a curly question for you, mate. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, mate.
Okay, so say you're going to a really nice restaurant. You're booking it in online. So you're taking Kim out for dinner. You read the restaurant menu before you go there. Yeah? You follow on?
Wait, are you asking me?
Yeah. Do you read the restaurant menu before you go there?
95% of the time, yep.
So you read the menu twice because when you You
I do,
read
yeah.
it before you go and you read it when you get there. Why do you read it twice?
Well, the first time is I want to prepare myself for what I'm eating, so I know what I'm eating, so I can look forward to it. And the second time is just to solidify that choice that I've made 3 hours earlier and to order my food.
Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, yeah, I have, because I do it most of the time.
Well, I do it all the time.
I look at-
but I've never thought
Yeah.
that I read the menu twice. Like you actually read the menu twice.
It's like when you go to when you're at home, you go to the fridge, you look for food to see if there's anything there. There's nothing to eat. You go sit down, come back up half an hour later, open the fridge, see nothing there, hoping there was something there, but there's not. So you go back down. We all do that.
Oh, Brado, do you read restaurant menus twice?
Yeah, but the first one's just a glance. You have a look, you go, oh, yeah, I like some of that stuff. And then you're not going to – what psycho would remember that? Just like burn that into their brain and then go to the restaurant, sit down and go like, I don't need the menu. I've already had a look online. You look like a freak.
Yeah.
True.
So you got to say it twice.
Telepathic powers, mate.
And then, yeah, maybe ads, you should have looked up that chicken before it gave you the shits. Which I'm glad you haven't let anything squirt out.
Can we wrap this up? Can we wrap it up? Because I really need to go.
I did want to talk about the interest rates. That was a fascinating conversation for all the people that don't own houses or a portfolio of properties that tune into this podcast. I'll just represent us, and I'm sure you guys will pass on the interest rate cuts to the renters, and that'll be great. I'll be able to save money on my rent this week. That'll be awesome.
Beautiful.
And then while we're in it, we're talking about cold celebrations on the back of your teammate's too small celebration, which is very cold. And he's got the blood in his eye, which just adds to the coolness of it all. I was trying to think of cold celebrations, which is it's harder to find the cold ones. I thought Rochelle pointing to his teeth in the showdown, pretty cold, but directed towards to the fans is pretty harsh. One that you might remember adds, I'm pretty sure you would have been there, Lewis Jeter's celebration when he kicked the sealer against the Pies and he did the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration. Were you there?
I remember that. Oh, yeah. That was the qualifying final.
Yeah. Jamie Elliott's like non-celebration after he kicked the sealer against Essendon and everyone jumped on him. Yep. That was pretty cool. Jeremy Cameron opening the beer on the grand final. Now,
very good.
That's a pretty good one. Drew Petrie robot, probably not a cold
Baslanka?
one. Yeah. So
what about the Baslankas?
Baz Ice in the Veins was like, I feel like that was like the first time it was seen in the league, and that was cold. That was one that stood out the first time, and all the crowd was getting an awesome goal, great celebration, and then one that just popped up as well. Mickey O'Loughlin scaring the shit out of the West Coast supporter in the front row.
Oh, yes. Very good.
That was good.
But it's hard. It's hard to think of cold ones. And then one final one, Toby Green, 250th celebration. You played 4 years with him. Specifically, Ads, you played, 4 years with him? Toby Green's impact on the game, I mean, they've introduced a fair few rules just to mitigate him kicking blokes in the face. But outside of that, he's done a lot for the league.
Oh, mate, he's a champion of the footy club. I mean, well, not even just the footy club. Hang on, Georgie. Also the AFL. And he's someone that I always talk about very highly of and talk about often about one of the greatest teammates that I've ever played with. And we spoke about Riley West earlier about being able to sacrifice his midfield role and become an elite forward. I mean, Toby Green epitomises that. He turned into, well, he started as averaging 35 a game midfielder who got criticised for his ball use and whatnot to become arguably the best small forward of the last 5, 6, 7 years. So I've got no doubt everyone that's come across him as a teammate has absolutely loved their time with him. And as I said, what a champion of the AFL he's been, but certainly a champion of the GWS Giants and someone who is very proud to have been a Giant for his whole career.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I feel like talk about MVPs, most valuable players, like to his team, he's got to be up there with one of the most valuable players in the competition. Like the way that he plays on edge all the time. Yes, he can be a bit of a villain at times, like we were talking about earlier, but as you said, one of those ones that you'd love playing with and hate playing against because you know that he's just going to be under your skin all game and dominating at the same time. So congrats to him on a massive milestone. And yeah, from the Ads and Dunks podcast, we wish him all the best.
We certainly do. I know we're about to wrap up, but I wanted to give someone a shout out because I almost ran him over today. I almost ran him over, so lucky I didn't. So Ben, so his name's Ben, so B3N_Bud. Yeah, so sorry about that, mate. The truck blindsided me. So lucky I've got great reflexes and I was able to stop. So just wanted to give you a shout out. I know he loves the podcast, so keep supporting us, my friend.
Sorry, mate. Just nearly got you on the road, but I'll give you a shout out on the podcast.
100%, mate. I'll give him a shout out. It was because of, mate, what I just said, I was probably hanging to go to the toilet. That's why I was freaking trying to get home.
Well done to Ben. We hope you're going okay, mate, just from Ads and Dunks. But no, that's it. Another week. Thanks, Adsy. Thanks, Brado. And we'll see you all next week. All the best.
All the best, mate. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Brooks Blooms, your all-in-one landscaping solution.
Brooks Blooms' 3-step landscaping experience offers a seamless journey from design to construction and ongoing care, ensuring your outdoor space thrives year-round.
Visit brooksblooms.com today to embark on your landscaping journey where every step is a step towards a vibrant and beautiful outdoor entertaining space.